welcome to the Kavkas View. Massive Erling Haaland news. The fee is revealed. The man is going to be a Chelsea player if Roman Abramovich wants it to happen. It's as simple as this. Pay X amount and he's yours. He is yours. That guy has spoken out once again. Yes, bratoki, welcome to the Kavkas View, and today's video is one that I have to make. It's a massive video and we need to talk about it, but I'm still disappointed about yesterday's result. England lost on penalties, and we're going to talk about the success of Jorginho, the performance of Mason Mount in the tournament, Reece James and Ben Chilwell are hardly playing, and Emerson Palmieri, but that's later on in the video. That's the latter part of the video. Initially, we're going to talk about Antoine Griezmann and him being linked to Chelsea on loan, and why I think this potentially could have some legs, but we're going to talk about that. And then finally, we're going to talk about Erling Haaland. That's the one that we're going to start off from the beginning, so let's get into it. But before we get started, I need a big massive favor from all of you, and I need you guys to do it now. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Look, having 400 or 500 likes makes this video go viral. Like, people like it. For me, viral. Not for other people where they're getting 100k views. For me, you hit 500 likes, I'm getting securing minimum 10k views. So help a brother out. If you enjoy my content, if you want to just be a nice, kind person, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments below, let me know. Erling Haaland, do you want him at the club? Like, some people are complaining about the fee, and it's wild. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting. Jan Agerfjortov. Yes, I pronounced it right for once. Jan Agerfjortov. He works for ESPN. He's a journalist, a former footballer that was a Norwegian international. He is very good friends with Alfie Haaland, which is the father of Erling Haaland, the striker that Chelsea are actively trying to sign. Look, this is the way it works. He knows stuff about Dortmund, he knows a lot of stuff about German football, and he always releases it in small doses. And recently, he confirmed that Chelsea were in fact interested in Erling Haaland. We went tits up, angry about it, like, oh, I'm over the moon. We were happy. Now he releases some key information. It will take 170 million euros to secure this deal. That's the fee that it will take for Dortmund to say, you know what, it's time to sell. And for me, this is very interesting because now the ball's in Chelsea's court. You know what the price is. If you want the player, go get him. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybes, there's no debate, there's nothing. Whether you want him or not. If I go to a restaurant and I want a pizza, and if it costs 20 quid, I don't go, listen, I'll give you 16 for it. No, you pay what you want. And in this case, Haaland's the pizza. He's that delicious pizza with extra mozzarella. He is the guy that we want. So if Roman wants him, pay the P. Like, just pay the money. And for me, this isn't just a negotiation technique. This is a threat from Dortmund. Because Dortmund did this with Sancho. If you ain't paying the P's, you ain't leaving. We will keep him for an extra year. We'll test our chances. Next year, they will be losing him for a ridiculously low fee of 75 million euros because of the release clause. So for me, it's very interesting where this is going to go now. Like, what did Chelsea do? I personally put the bid in. Put the bid in. Only signing of the summer, let's take it. Julian Laurent on Mars channel, on MAH channel, Matisse, he confirmed, bruh, if Chelsea sign him, this is the only signing they get. And unless something wild happens. And for me, I'm happy with that. Go get him, spend that money, fix our striking options, and then we work from there. We've got enough creativity in this team. We've got enough impetus in this team to be successful. We've got one of the best managers in the world. Haaland makes a difference. Dortmund don't need to sell. This is one thing we need to remember. Dortmund do not need to sell. They're coming from a position of strength. Story number 2, Antoine Griezmann. My man is on 700k and Barcelona cannot shift this contract left, right or center. But now reports are coming out. Chelsea are looking at him as an alternative option, as a potential loan option. Look, signing Griezmann is going to be very expensive. I don't think it's worth Barcelona selling him actually. If you think about it realistically speaking, selling Griezmann at this moment in time, what are you going to get? 30 million, 20 million max because of the wages that this player demands. So Barcelona need to somehow prolong the inevitable of eventually having to sell him. The best way of doing it is loan him out, split the wages any way you can, try find a club that will pay as much of the wages as possible, and in the meantime, try to get your house in order where potentially Griezmann can return in the future and play for your club and be an integral piece, but at the same time, the wages are going to be an issue. Or sell him now. I don't see Barcelona selling him for cheap. Like, I understand they're in financial difficulties, but it's stupid to sell him for 20, 30 million. What does Griezmann add to this team? Well, Griezmann will all but confirm that Kai Havertz is the false 9. He'll play in behind. But for me, this is where the issues start arising. How do you have a midfield in behind of him of Griezmann and Mount. It just doesn't work for me. I really don't see it. Griezmann will be the shadow striker. He'll be getting in Timo Werner-esque, trying to get the goals, but he's nowhere near as dynamic and nowhere near as ability to stretch the defense and pose a threat. A lot of people are like, and for me, I don't know how much legs this has, but it clearly has legs because it's coming out now with good sources in the sense that the story makes sense. My way of judging a transfer rumor, right, is number one, who's this? Number two, does this make sense? Well, yeah, it makes good sense because if you think about it realistically, Chelsea are looking for a goal-scoring player. Someone that's going to get guaranteed numbers, someone that will put bums on seats, and more importantly, Barcelona are trying to get rid of him because of his wages. Like, this makes sense. I don't think that this just made up, because if you think about it realistically speaking, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Barcelona need to find suitors for Antoine. Antoine only can go to 10 clubs. Like, no one else can afford the brother. So, what do you think is going to happen? Huh? He's going to get loaned out or sold. I don't know whether I'd want him at Chelsea. That's for another day, another video, but we'll get on with it. Now, the Euros. Let's talk about it. Reece James and Ben Chilwell hardly played the whole tournament. We already know the deal there. I don't understand why Reece didn't play as much. I think Kyle Walker was good, but at the same time, I think Reece James is better than Kieran Trippier and deserves to play. I understand the logic why Ben Chilwell didn't play in the sense that Luke Shaw is the starting choice, and Luke Shaw is actually pretty good. Like, I like Luke Shaw. Steady Eddie, does the job, can take a man on it when he wants to every now and then. Is he my cup of tea for a wing back? No, but as a left back, I think he's very good. Ben Chilwell is a good player. Like, he's nothing special, but is he better than Luke Shaw? I don't think so. So I think Southgate got that right. Then we start looking at Mason Mount. Mason Mount's tournament's been, man, it's been meh. Like, literally, it's been meh. Like, I don't think he's been that great. And I've seen a lot of people give him plaudits, a lot of praise, a lot of adulations, a lot of people... You know, people love to exaggerate the basic, be when it's all wrong. I think he's been okay. I've seen Mason Mount do so much more for Chelsea. I've seen Mason Mount be fantastic. I've seen Mason Mount spin Cruz, Modric, like, you know me, Camavinga. Like, he's been bocking people left, right, and centre. And this England tournament's not been the best for him. Like, it really hasn't. It's taken time. It's going to take time for him to actually develop and become the main man for club and country. So we need to be patient with Mason Mount. But we don't need to inflate him. We don't need to get almost, what's the word, ahead of ourselves. Emerson wins another trophy and hopefully will help inflate his fee so we can actually get something. There were rumours that was an £8 million bid-in for Emerson. Big man, 8 million. Are you mad? I'd rather keep him and sell Alonso. But the one I want to talk about is Jorginho is the crown jewel of the Kavkas View, bro. This guy is the GOAT. One day I'm going to get an interview with him, man. I love this player. Because I love him because the adversity that he's faced, to come out on the other end, the adversity that he faced from his own fans, like, his fans have made it toxic for him. He's one of the best. Like, he does a role that not many people can do. He's neat and tidy on the ball. A man of his stature, man of his physical ability, should not be a footballer at the professional level, but he is, and he's very good at his job, and he's a very talented individual. If you think about it from a standpoint, he is bossy. Like, Champions League, Europa League, and now European Championships. One thing's missing, Premier League, and this guy's going down in history. He'll be remembered in history as a very good regista. Like, people will talk about him in awe. The way they talk about a Pirlo, the way they talk about a Makelele. Like, oh, remember Pirlo? He had his role. Remember Makelele? He had his role. People will remember. Remember Jorginho, the regista. I think he's leaving a legacy behind. And he's a great footballer. And whether he's suited to the Premier League at all times, which I do think he is. But people do give me the argument that PMP. I don't like pace and power merch. I think sometimes what's in here is better than pace and power. If you look at the midfield yesterday, Verratti, Barella, and Jorginho aren't the most physically imposing guys. They're not very fast, but they're all smart in here. Rice and Phillips, they're just bog standard, average, mid-table Premier League footballers. They love to get into a scrap. Second half, when the tactical changes were made, what happened? The game ran away from it. It's this exact same thing we've seen over the years. One love to Jorginho and Emerson. You both deserve it. Like, I'm happy for both of them. I really am. Jorginho, brother, we win the Super Cup. We win the Club World Cup. And you got a little case of Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. But that's for another day, another time. Hit the like button, people. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk about the video later. Peace out. I'm out. Bye.